If you're looking to become a homeowner anytime soon, you may have some serious challenges that you might not even be aware of that are hiding in plain sight. This article from Insider says millennials, you'll never getting a good home. Well, it's not just millennials. It's really anybody who's not in the home as a homeowner right now, or that's looking to transition, or that has to transition out of a home. Here's 4 reasons why getting a good home is going to be impossible right now. And some of these are reflected in the article, some of them are not. And we've talked about this before on our channel. But the 4 reasons that you're not going to get a good home are as follows. First of all, there are really not that many good homes. Look at the houses that are for sale in the marketplace. The ones that are for sale are not great. They don't have good curb appeal. Maybe they don't have good locations. Maybe the floor plan is old. Maybe the layout and design is outdated. Maybe the condition is bad. Maybe the neighborhood is declining. Most of the homes that are for sale are what we call left-handed houses. No offense to left-handed people. It's just a house that isn't quite as popular in the marketplace. Remember those shows where they would take people around to look at different houses, and they would pick the one that they liked, and the realtor would show it to them, and they would buy it. Well, when you've watched those shows, almost all the 4 or 5 houses that people looked at were pretty decent houses. Well, housing has not really been a high volume production over the last 10 years. Since the financial crisis of 2008, home builders were just starting to get to where they're building volume houses about 3-4 years ago, 2018 or 19. That didn't last long. Once the rates went up and pandemic hit, there were a lot of reasons why homes were not being produced fast enough. Supply chain issues, pandemic, shutdowns, lockdowns, and then the interest rates kicked in. So home building, while it did exist to some level, wasn't really a high volume profession or business. From 2015 to 18, there was some activity in the marketplace. But there wasn't a huge number of new homes built. And the new homes that were being built, some could say had lower quality than homes built in even in the 70s and 80s. We've seen homes with no vapor barriers, with no siding, just sheetrock, and right up against the backer board. So really great homes, although not completely impossible, were much less likely to be built. And older homes, well, they're older homes. The floor plans aren't as great, right? Now, enter the current market. Here's factor number 2, why you're not going to get a great home. Somebody who has a great home is probably going to keep it. Because if you're looking to sell your house, unless you're dead, you have to buy another house to live in. If the house you have is a really great home, as soon as you go out and start looking at other houses, you're going to say, hey, my current house is probably the best I can find. I might as well keep it. The inventory is out there, but they're not a great selection of homes. So somebody that has a dream house is probably not going to get rid of it unless it's an extra house or it's a second home that they want to downsize. But even then, a lot of times it's better to rent it or to Airbnb it. Right? So that's reason number 2. What's reason number 3? Reason number 3, obviously, is pricing. Somebody who does have a really nice home that's desirable in many respects, upgraded, good location, nice yard, up-and-coming area, good condition, they're going to ask top dollar for it. And somebody's going to buy it. But the chances of you getting it are slim because that house will have a lot of demand and a lot of people wanting to get it. So pickings are going to be slim, and when there is a nice house, there's going to be a lot of people all over it. Reason number 4, interest rates. Somebody who has a nice house probably refinanced it to a low rate in 2016, 17, 18, maybe even 2019. They probably have a nice, sweet 2, 3, 4% rate. They don't want to give that up. So for them to sell it is taking a step backwards. Even if they buy the same house, nothing better, they're going way backwards in interest rate. So all those are stacked against buyers looking for a home. Yeah, there's houses out there, but they're either average or below average or mediocre houses that are selling for still a lot of money, or it's that 1 in a million great house that's selling for way over what the market would be. And those houses probably don't even make it on MLS. If a realtor gets a listing from a seller for a really nice house, they got 10 buyers lined up that they don't even need to put it on the market. They can just bring the buyer to it. It's sold before it even gets put on Zillow or any other listing services. So for the next 5 to 10 years, it's going to be very, very difficult to get a nice house. And when I say 5 to 10 years, that's at least. That's the minimum if building doesn't start picking up really, really quick. Right now, builders are shut down. They don't want to build anything on speculation because of interest rates and the economy and recession and inflation. So even if things changed, builders wouldn't start doing anything major for another 5 years. And that would take a few years for those houses to come online. So strap yourself in. We're in for a big challenge for inventory for vehicles. Look what's happening with every other commodity. For houses, vehicles, things like parts for manufacturing, things like even groceries. There's shortages. Houses have a lot longer lead time, so you're going to find a lot more difficulty getting a good quality house that you can find in your area that doesn't have a lot of competition.